Hey there, guys. How are you doing? It's been forever since I've seen you. I hope that you are doing well. I miss you, and I hope that you're adjusting to this new normal at home and with your families. I wanted to take about 20 minutes today, and we're going to have a little mini music lesson both today and tomorrow. So, Wednesday and Thursday is when these will go out, and you can watch them whenever you would like, but they'll go out on Wednesday and Thursday. And I wanted to first start off talking about what are my expectations for music while we're out of school. So, what you got, probably yesterday, was a sheet of music that had lots of different choices on there. I hope that through the next 2 days that you pick 4 activities on there. They should take no more than 15 minutes. But 4 different activities from different areas and try them. Some of them are websites that you can visit. Some of them have questions and things that need definitions. Some of them have you creating music or creating an instrument. So I just want you to go through that sheet and come up with 4 different activities and have those activities emailed to me. And my email address is on the top of that paper. So you can send me pictures or videos or scans of the work that you've done. Any of that is great. But we also have this where we can actually have a little music class in addition to just paper and pencil. So let's go over some expectations for what's going to happen here. I'm going to do a regular music lesson for you, and I'm going to assume that you're singing along or participating along at home. Now, I understand some of you are totally comfortable with singing along at home and participating at home. Fantastic. Go for it. Do it. I understand that some of you might have been like I was when I was a little kid, and that's a scary thing to sing in front of others, even if it's just your family. So if you were like I was when I was a little girl, then just either sing softly or think the music in your head, and that's called audiating. When we hear music in our head, but it doesn't actually come out of our mouths. Kind of like in the song Bingo. There was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, the B was still there, but we thought it in our heads. We audiated it. So if that's how you want to do these lessons, that's totally fine as well. But the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to warm up our voices. And I have some cards here with some pictures on them. And I'll do it first if you guys do it second back after me. Here I go. Listen first. Starting low and then getting high. You guys give it a try this time. Ready? Good job. Let's do this one. This one has 3 loop-de-loops. Notice the loop-de-loops are different heights. We have a low, a middle, and a high loop-de-loop. Take a listen. My turn first. Your turn second. Excuse me, I have the sniffles. All right, you give it a try. Ready? Start low. And my last one is my favorite one. I call it the falling leaf. Listen first, your turn second. All the way down low. Ready? Here we go. Nice job. The last thing I want to do to warm up our voices is an echo song called Bill Grogan's Goat. And Bill Grogan's Goat gets into some trouble. So I'll sing and you echo after me. There was a man. Now please take note. There was a man who had a goat. He loved that goat. Indeed he did. He loved that goat just like a kid. One day that goat felt frisk and fine, ate 3 red shirts right off the line. The man he grabbed him by the back and tied him to the railroad track. Now when the train came into sight, that goat grew pale and green with fright. He heaved a sigh as if in pain, coughed up those shirts and flagged that train. And that is the song of Bill Grogan's Goat. All right, let's get into our lesson for today. Today we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different words. We're going to talk about something called a time signature, a bar line, and measures. And this is going to be the start of a lesson that will continue tomorrow. But I wanted to introduce to you these words. So a time signature is found at the very, very beginning of music. It tells us how the beats are grouped together. So we usually will have beats that are grouped in groups of 2, in groups of 3, or in groups of 4. That's the most standard way that you'll see groups. In this situation, we have beats that are grouped in 2, and you can see time signatures written 2 ways. In the books that we use in music class, we'll see 2 over top of a quarter note. That's because our foot, if we were to tap the steady beat, is tapping the quarter note. But the actual way to write it is actually 2 over top of a 4. The 4 is the same thing as a quarter note. So 2 beats in a measure. And if you look, we have 1 quarter note, 1 quarter note. And we know that a quarter note gets 1 sound in 1 beat. So 1 beat, 2 beats, just like 2 beats in a measure. This is called a bar line, and it divides our music into groups. It divides the music up, because if we didn't have these bar lines, it would just be a whole bunch of music notes with no real roadmap telling us what to do. So it helps to make it easier to read. The bar lines also act like a reset button, and it starts the counting back over. So we had beat 1 and beat 2. Then we have a bar line. Then we have beat 1, beat 2. We have a bar line. Resets it. Beat 1, beat 2. We have a bar line. Oh, I have a half note here. Half note gets 2 beats. So beat 1 and beat 2 are put together. So the bar lines divide our music up into groups, and these little groups are called measures. Okay? So we have 3 words that we've talked about so far. Time signature tells us how the beats are grouped together. In this situation, 2 beats are grouped together. We learned that these groups are called measures, and these dividing lines are called bar lines. And at the very, very end of our music, we'll often see something that looks like this. This is called a double bar line, and it tells us to stop. Okay, so keep those in mind. We're going to talk a little bit more about them next class. But I want to do a little bit of movement today. I want to do a little bit of conducting. And a conductor is someone who helps a musical ensemble or a music group, maybe your band or your strings. So band, Mr. Bourne or Mr. Nell. Strings, Mrs. Sheffer would be examples of conductors that you guys may have seen. They work to keep the group not only together, but they help to show you emotionally how the music is. They work to show you how loud or how soft to play the music, how fast or how slow to play the music, and they guide you along the music that you are playing. Now, they don't just stand there and flap their arms willy-nilly. There's a reason for what they do, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We spoke a little bit about how notes are grouped together using a time signature, and I want to talk about how the conductor uses that to guide the ensemble together. So we started to talk about there are different groupings. Music can be grouped standard in groups of 2, in groups of 3, or in groups of 4. Now, I showed you the time signature on our little practice had the quarter note underneath of it. So this is the way it shows in our book, but the actual way in real music that you would see it would be 2 over 4, 3 over 4, or 4 over 4. Okay, so let's start with meter or time signature in 2. 2 beats in a measure. Okay, let's start with, can you just say over and over again, 1, 2, 1, 2. Very good. Maybe you want to do that and keep a steady beat somewhere. Try it and count 1 and 2 and keep a steady beat. Ready, go. Good. Now, if we were conducting in 2/4, if we were the conductor of the ensemble, we're going to move our hands in 2 motions. And a conductor usually has a stick in their hand called a baton. Now, I don't have mine with me. All I have is a marker. So we're going to pretend this is my baton. And the movement for music in 2 is this. Find something to hold in your hand and go down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2. Try it. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, if the music was faster, we would have to have our conducting hands going faster. So like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Let's take a listen to a piece of music that we can conduct in 2. It's a song that you might be familiar with. Let's start with just tapping the music. Now let's add in our count of 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Get your hand up. Let's conduct it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Try it on your own. So that is music that is grouped in 2s with a time signature of 2. But we also said there are other time signatures that we can have. We said that there is 3 beats in a measure. Okay, so this would be like if we were counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Tap the beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Stop. Now, if I was the conductor, I would have my hand or my baton go down. That's number 1. Then it would go over to this side. That's number 2. And then it would go up, back up to the top. That's number 3. Look at how that looks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I have to apologize. Kind of looks backwards. We're going to use our right hand. We're making a triangle. So we're going to go down, right, up. Down, right. Try it. Down, right, up. Down, right, up. Now let's try that with a piece of music. Another famous piece of music. Let me fast forward just a little bit. Let's listen first. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Count it with me first. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Let's conduct it. Ready, down, out, up, is conducting in 3. Now, we also said that we can conduct in 4. Music in 4. This would be 4 beats in a measure. And we would count it 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Count with me, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count and tap. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Stop. Now, if I was the conductor, this one's going to get a little crazier. We're going to go down. Then we're going to go to the left, which will look opposite on this paper right now. Then we're going to go back over to the right. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go back up to the top. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's take a listen to a piece of music where we could use this. How about this one? This one's going to be fast. Let's listen first. Can you tap the steady beat? Count to 4 with me. Ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's conduct it. It's going to be down, in, out, up. 1, 2, 3. Down, left, right, up. Down, left, right, up. Down, left, right, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, in, out, up. Down, in, out, up. All right, and that is where we're going to stop our lesson for today. Come back tomorrow. We'll do a little bit more with time signatures, and maybe, just maybe, we might even introduce a new note and a new value. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, enjoy some Indiana Jones.